In this video, I will attempt to cut to the bullshit that is out there. You clicked on this video because finally, in 2024, you want to improve your life. I'm making this video around New Year's Eve because a lot of people get the motivation to do so in the early parts of the year, but that's plain fucking wrong. The best time to start self-improvement was yesterday, so the next best time to start is fucking tomorrow, so take action. But the modern advice is also plain fucking bullshit, because take advice on what? You don't know shit. That's why I'm making this video, to educate you what to improve and how to improve it the fastest. I mean, start right now. If you're avoiding something, the magic is in the thing that you're avoiding, right? If you're afraid of starting a business, then educate yourself first and then fucking start that business, dude. It's the magic in there, in the work that you're avoiding. I've fallen in love with that quote, by the way. Do it and you will find fulfillment in it. If you are avoiding actual work by watching this video, I mean by pretending to be productive, then just fucking click off this video, you know? I'm here for the real motherfuckers who want to improve or willing to improve their lives. Regardless, it's gonna be painful, it's gonna be hard. Okay, so what is the fastest way to change yourself? It's through changing your beliefs about yourself and about what you're capable of. This is basically creating a higher version of yourself. I call this the version 2 of yourself. I got this from Charlie Morgan, by the way. But it's still difficult for you to improve anything in your life because you don't know where to start, and that's why I have a really good framework for you, which I call the foundations. I got this from Calran, by the way. So in the inner triangle we have fitness, finance and freedom. That is like the basis of who you are as a man. So these are the basic things that you need to upgrade in order to grow as a person, and this is, by the way, like tier 1 stuff, so it's the basis, it's the foundation that you have to work on in order to become somebody, you know? And many guys start out with fitness, and that's what I would recommend you do. So, by the way, fitness is not only just going to the gym and getting shredded, getting big, hitting a 4 or 5 bench press, you know, but also working on your brain and becoming better at thinking, literally, and dopamine detoxing, so unlocking your brain's capability in order to make hard work and to take on financial problems, which is the next problem, is to make money, you know. And you should be starting making money as soon as you have discovered your brain's abilities, and that is like 1 or 2 months of upgrading your fitness, obviously not just your muscles but your brain also, which is also muscle. It's also counts as fitness. So fitness is also mental health and physical health, brain health, every of this essential stuff. Once you have the fitness and you kind of start making money, you start developing freedom. Freedom is geographical freedom, when you can work from anywhere in the world, basically. That's why entrepreneurship is really great, because you can experience that, you know. And it's a really awesome, especially for young men, you know, like social media businesses are really big in today's world, and they can provide you with a lot of time freedom also, because you don't have to invest like a 10,000 hour long class in order to learn how to, for example, market on social media. You know, it doesn't have as much of a learning curve as some actual skills, you know. And once you have that, your basic triangle is kind of finished up. But you can, I mean, you also need to upgrade that at every single portion of your life. So don't get fucking lazy on the basic triangle. So in the next tier we have family, brotherhood and attraction. If you have money and you have the freedom, you can have the family, you know, you can provide for them, you have time for them, you know. That's what basically like freedom and financial things are. And if you have the fitness and you have the freedom, obviously not just physical fitness but mental fitness also, then combined with that you get the brotherhood, you know, the masculine bond of brothers that you will have grow and to go through a lot of pain, but in the end coming out as victorious and a more enhanced group of brothers, which is the most amazing experience that a man can experience in his life, you know. And I'm really grateful to have that. And the last one is when you combine fitness and finance, then you can get the attraction from the opposite sex or whatever your liking is. But I'm talking about mainly girls here. You can get the attraction of girls when you have the fitness and the finance. And this was tier 2. Many people are misguided into thinking that your priorities need to be, okay, like getting girls, for example, or maintaining a family, then I can work on my money, for example. That's like playing a fucking reverse order. First you need to make the money and the freedom and the fitness, and then you can have all these other things that are not so foundational. And in the last tier, which I call spirituality tier, is the highest form of yourself. We have legacy, flow and fulfillment. First, I want to start with flow. What is flow? Flow is a state when you're doing a task that is appropriately challenging for you, and there is a very real possibility of you failing that task. So it's appropriately hard, but you also have the appropriate amount of skills in order to complete that task. This is closely correlated with purpose and fulfillment. If you are able to work on your purpose in a flow state, then you get the fulfillment. That is the highest form of your purpose in order to achieve something fulfilling by a state of flow. And that can be anything that you want, not really want, but what you're naturally gravitating towards. I mean, it's a really abstract concept, and many people can explain it better than I do, so there are way smarter people on this topic than I. That's why I'm not making a video about purpose, by the way. Like, The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida is one of the greatest books if you want to, well, if you want to read something that is purposeful, that can help achieve your purpose. But I mean, the book itself is really abstract. You won't get much out of it if you are just starting out self-improvement. So I will just work as a purpose and make the money and focus on the inner triangle. That's what your purpose should be as you are starting out self-improvement. And then you can move on to these higher things. And the other thing is legacy, and if you combine your life's work of flow at a fulfilling purpose, then you get the legacy. For me, I'm making these YouTube videos because I want to leave a legacy that is beneficial for others. So now we have these two things, the triangle of improvement. It's not a fucking triangle, it's more complicated than a triangle, but we have the triangles of improvement, and then we have the fact that we need to change our beliefs about yourself. I would call this, identity, creating your V2 identity. So how do we combine this into practicality, because that's why you clicked on this video. And right now, your task is to think really hard about where you are in all of the triangles. Take a mental screenshot of it, or even write it down. It's even better. So write it the fuck down on paper or a Google Sheet or anything that you prefer to do so. And do the same about your V2 self, Where is he financially? How much freedom does he have? What his body looks like, Does he have a family? Does he have a great woman? Is he fulfilling his purpose? Is he leaving legacy in the world? And by the way, you should not do it in a way that you looking ahead like 50 years from now, because that will seem so abstract, you won't really take action on it. So do this for the next year, set goals that create your V2 identity as reasonably unreasonable. So right now we have your current self and your V2 self in relatively high detail. So what we need to do now is to essentially commit psychological suicide for your current self, and let that part of you really die in some ways, and live up to your potential, and you live up to your V2 self. Obviously, don't fucking harm yourself, don't fucking kill yourself. That's not what I'm trying to get here, but to kill that identity of you which commits to the bad habits, which eats junk food, which doesn't care about his fitness, the part of you that doesn't give a shit about money, that not even fucking aware of what fulfillment is, what legacy he will leave to the world. And you should identify from then on as somebody who is becoming his V2 self. And in the process, you will have to stack an undeniable body of evidence of you being the person who say you want to be, and be the person who you want to be. And in this journey of becoming your higher version of self, you will undoubtedly experience a lot of pain. And that pain is your V1 self, your original self, your current self, kicking and screaming, not wanting to fucking die, because no living organism wants to die, right? They want to survive, they will do anything to survive, and that's why you will be experiencing a lot of psychological pain. And I want you to understand that this is a natural progress of becoming somebody and achieving your goals, which can seem really challenging, and you must endure that pain. And I have a great metaphor to you by also Charlie Morgan, that you will have to walk through a great wall of fire, and that fire is pure pain, and that pain can be really translated to resistance by your current self. And if you meet that resistance with a fuck ton of effort, if you put a lot of effort into becoming this version 2 of yourself, then great things will happen, and the effort that you put in will undoubtedly magnify your pain that you're experiencing as you're becoming somebody that you're not. But if you can put up with that pain, because humans are way more endurant than any other species in the world, like, there is so much more capability in you than you can imagine, and it's amazing to be a human being, because you can endure so much pain than you thought that you're capable of. The only thing that's separating you from achieving your goals, from becoming your higher version of yourself, is pain. A lot of pain. And endure that pain and get better at pain, at experiencing pain, and you will achieve greatness. This method that I gave you might be the path of most resistance, but it's the fastest way to improve who you are and achieve the goals that you want. And it's essentially the pain of the resistance it's essentially the part that only worth walking. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.